Okay, wait. I just rushed to make this video because I had a thought. And track with me here. I don't know that this is going to happen. Do not know that this is going to play out. But logically, it kind of makes sense. So, unless you've been sitting under a rock, you know silver right now has just been going off the chain, right? It's on this upward trajectory, and the big dogs, who have been shorting this stuff for years and years and years, whenever it goes up, are just losing out big time, right? And this is all at the detriment of the United States right now. China's actually the one making out, really, really well with this because they're the ones who are shutting the doors to the silver trade and basically not allowing silver to be traded outside the country. So, what does that mean? Basically, it just means China's playing a card in the global finance war that's going on right now, and they're trying to win. And so, the US now, from my understanding, there have been some talks behind the scenes, things going on that we're not familiar with that are essentially the last ditch effort from groups like the CME Group or the big dogs in finance of the US to try and push the price of silver back down. But they just can't seem to get it to happen. Because what's really happening is people are demanding physical silver. These paper contracts on ETFs like SLV and things like that, they're just becoming worthless, which is why the spread between the price in Shanghai and the price in the United States is like $10 right now. So track with me though. All of that to say, that's a whole nother topic we could really dive down and explain why that's happening. But the big thing to make note of is it's not working. Now, what's happening with Americans around the country? Well, if you're like me, you're really considering jumping into silver right now because if this is a short squeeze that's happening, which it appears to be, where paper for the very first time in history is losing out massively to an actual physical commodity because there is a shortage of it in the market. So, what would be one way if you're a big dog and you're playing 3D chess and nothing seems to be working right now? What is one thing that the US could do, or that the big dogs in finance around the US could do, that could help shift sentiment and shift liquidity away from silver into something else? Well, we all know that they're the ones who are really running the show on crypto these days. So I had the thought, what if, while silver is on its massive run, they try and finally actually full send Bitcoin in efforts to shift people away from the physical commodity silver and into the cryptosphere? I mean, it makes sense, right? Because Bitcoin is its own element, right? It actually isn't tied to a physical commodity such as silver. So if they are in desperate, desperate, dire need for physical silver that they cannot obtain because China's shutting the doors, they might try